My next question is really about MIllsaps, and what are the three things that I ought to remember, that any student who comes in here, any family that comes in here, ought to remember about MIllsaps that makes it distinctive
Mm-hmm.
as a liberal arts
Mm-hmm.
institution?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I think first of all, and this is a bit more broad, then I'll get detailed on specific programs that might make us
Mm-hmm.
unique. But generally, this is going to be a place where students who are interested in engaging in something bigger than just their degree program, this would be a good place for them. I mean, the central ethos of campus here is one of service, and so I don't run into a lot of students who don't have that as a part of their resume coming in, as a part of their experience of who they are as a person. And so that's one thing. I mean, there'd be an expectation here that students are going to be interested in something that's bigger than just their own personal cause. That they're going to impact people around them, not just in the Jackson community, but when they go back home, and certainly when they graduate after 4 years. And so that's a bit broad, but we think that makes us somewhat unique. Now, very specifically, we've got programs here that we know that other institutions don't do in a way that we do them. For instance, there are about 80 schools out there that got endowments from the Lilly Foundation,
Right.
and we used our money to structure something called the Faith and Work Initiative, and it very intentionally, very purposely links students in terms of who they are, their motivation, what they feel sort of called to do, and attempts to ask them questions and have them take a class called the Meaning of Work, go through very interactive learning that in essence helps them connect the dots between who they are and their vocation. And oftentimes those two things are disconnected in just sort of a standard educational process, right?
Right.
Get your degree, go get a job, and sort of figure out who you are in the process. Well, we hope that happens everywhere, but we think the reality of it is that it doesn't happen everywhere. And so we provide this opportunity for students to bridge that gap and to connect the dots and say, oh, I can be interested in global warming or horses or accounting or whatever diverse of things that sort of light their fire, that get them
Right.
really jazzed up about things. And by the way, that will lead to not just a career where I can make a living and raise a family, but something that's very fulfilling. And so we sort of tackle the fulfilling issue of who you are and the world of work. And we do that in a number of ways: classes, internships, fellowships. And that's something that makes us unique. That's the
Mhm.
Faith and Work Initiative. Um, and so the one other thing that might make us very unique too is going to be the our Yucatan program. So we've got about a 4,000 acre biocultural reserve in Yucatan, Mexico, where students go and study and live on the grounds. It's among active Mayan ruins and digs that are going on around those ruins. So that's a really unique opportunity
sounds great.
for our students. Yeah.
That sounds great.
So I think those are some things that are very, very unique to us. And MIllsaps is one of just a couple dozen or so liberal arts colleges that are both Phi Beta Kappa and fully accredited in the School of Business. And so we have that sort of unique niche as well.
That's great.